Calm sunrise over a quiet town. Gentle music. A woman in her 70s opens her window to fresh air. Narrator soft. Reflective tone. Not everything in life fades with age. Some things deepen, some grow sharper, some become clearer and stronger. You hear stories all the time about what gets lost with the passing of years. But what you don't hear enough of is what can be kept, what can still flourish, what still pulses quietly beneath the skin, even when the mirror shows time's signature. There are signs, not obvious ones, not loud, but meaningful, and they tell a story worth listening to. A man walks briskly through a park trail, nodding to a younger jogger. Narrator, it might start with something simple like how easily you walk. Not with urgency, but with confidence, without stiffness, without hesitation. Your legs still remember the rhythm. Your knees still carry you. Not because of luck, but because of how you've lived, how you've moved, how you've cared. Every joint that bends without pain is a kind of celebration. A reminder that function is still yours, that strength still calls your name. A woman picks up a bag of groceries without strain, smiles at the clerk, and walks away steady. Narrator, most people don't realize how powerful it is to remain independent, to lift your own bags, to open jars without wincing, to reach, stretch, and rise without a second thought. These small victories, they're not small, they're the results of consistency, the quiet reward of taking care without expecting applause. The world may not cheer when you carry your own groceries, but your body does. An elderly couple sits in a garden, finishing a meal. No pills, no fatigue, just laughter and calm. Narrator, world chases youth like it's something to win. But peace is harder to earn. To enjoy a meal without heartburn. To sleep through the night without waking. Wake up feeling rested, not groggy. These are the signs that something deeper is still working in your favor. Organs, hormones, systems, not just surviving, but humming quietly in balance. And when balance exists, so does energy, so does ease. Morning light hits the side of a bookshelf. A woman, well into her 70s, pulls out a novel and begins reading. Narrator, clarity is a gift. To remember names, to stay curious, to follow a story without losing your place. You don't need a perfect memory. You need a present one that's still rooted, still awake, still connected to the world around it. When your thoughts are not foggy, when you're still able to learn new things. That's a quiet victory over time. Your mind's still open, still absorbing. That's strength. A kitchen table. A man is chopping vegetables slowly, deliberately. He's not in a rush. His hands are steady. Narrator, hands tell the truth. Not just in the wrinkles or the age spots, but in the way they still move. The steadiness, the grip, the coordination to write, to hold a pen, to button your shirt. These things are not automatic as you age, but when they remain, it means something deeper is still intact. Your brain, your nerves, your muscle memory, they've remained in sync. And that's not just preservation. That's harmony. A dim room. Rain. Outside. A woman lights a candle and sits with a book and a blanket, completely at ease. Narrator, there is a kind of youth that doesn't live in your face. It lives in your soul. The absence of anxiety, the ability to sit still, to feel peace without noise, to enjoy solitude without feeling lonely. This is wellness, not the loud kind, but the deep kind, the one that comes when your body and mind are not at war. That is health. That is richness. That is age done right. Family dinner, a grandfather tells a story. Everyone laughs. He remembers the details. He leads the table. Narrator, you don't need to be the fastest or the strongest or the most flexible. But if your words still flow, if your memories still rise when you call them, if your sense of humor hasn't dulled, then time has not defeated you. In fact, it's shaped you into someone others now look to. Someone grounded, someone wise, someone who still holds the light in the room. Early morning, a person pours a glass of water. They take vitamins, open the curtain, breathe deeply. Narrator, sometimes the clearest signs of inner strength come from routine, from the habits that no one sees, from choosing water over soda, from stretching for 5 minutes a day, from saying no when you're tired, from choosing calm over chaos. These aren't glamorous things. They're the kind that protect you. And every time you choose them, you delay the arrival of decline. Split screen. To people of the same age, one active, laughing, one sitting in silence, disconnected. Narrator, not every 70-year-old is the same. Not every 80-year-old feels old. Not every 60-year-old is healthy. It's not about the number. It's about the signals. Whether your body is telling you, whether your mind is still capable of, what your heart still wants. You can't fake wellness. You can grow it. You can protect it. You can notice it. A quiet park. A single leaf floats down as a child walks beside an elder, holding hands. Narrator, the truth is, time doesn't take everything if you're still walking, still laughing, still remembering, still caring, still feeling, and something inside you is still winning. You haven't just aged, you've adapted, you've adjusted, you've held on to what matters. And that is the true sign of strength. A woman stands barefoot in her garden, gently tending to flowers as birds sing nearby. Narrator gentle, thoughtful, stillness is often misunderstood. To be still doesn't mean you've slowed down. It means you've stopped rushing for things that don't matter. And if you can kneel, plant, and rise with grace. If you can breathe in the scent of the earth and feel peace instead of pressure, then time has not robbed you. It's refined you. A body that moves in nature, that can lift, balance, reach, and rest, is a body still very much alive inside a cozy kitchen. An older man chops fresh herbs while whistling a tune from the past. Narrator, memory isn't just what you recall, it's what you retain. It's the songs that still live in your bones, the recipes your hands never forgot, the quiet tunes you hum without thinking. If your hands still remember the way the knife moves, if your mouth still sings while your heart stays light, then you haven't lost anything. You've kept the most important parts. A bookshelf lined with puzzles, books, and journals. A woman pieces together a puzzle while sipping tea. Narrator, the mind is a garden. When tended, it grows new connections every day. When left neglected, weeds take over. But if you're still curious, if you still love learning, solving, building, thinking, then your inner soil is rich. Forgetfulness isn't the end. Boredom is, and if you haven't surrendered to boredom, then something vital in you still pulses brightly. A late-night living room. A couple dances slowly to a crackling record. They're smiling like teenagers. Narrator, there's a kind of energy that doesn't live in the muscles. It lives in the spirit. To still feel joy, to still crave closeness, to laugh deeply, without shame. These are not signs of youth. They are signs of presence. If your heart still leaps when the music plays, if you still reach for another's hand when no one's watching, then your fire is still lit. Rain taps against the window. A man sits in silence, smiling to himself as he watches the drops fall. Narrator, some signs of strength can't be measured. They don't show up in blood work or medical tests, but they show up in how you handle change, and how you respond to uncertainty, and whether you react or reflect. If you can sit, with sadness without drowning in it, if you can hold hope even when things are quiet, then your soul has matured in a way time cannot destroy. A woman sitting at a table with 3 generations of family, holding a grandchild's hand while speaking to her daughter. Narrator, legacy isn't just what you leave behind, it's what you hold in the moment. If your words still guide others, if people still come to you not just for advice, but for comfort, if your presence still feels like home, and you are still rooted, still relevant, still needed, and that is a sign that the world is still better because you're in it. A park bench. A man sits alone, watching people pass by. He smiles at a young couple jogging. Narrator, comparison is a thief of joy, but perspective is its protector. If you've learned to let go of measuring your worth by others' pace, if you feel no need to compete only to complete what's yours, then you've mastered one of life's greatest lessons. And mastery? It is the crown of time well spent. A desk filled with colored pencils, paints, and handmade cards. A woman draws a flower in watercolor. Narrator, creativity doesn't retire. It transforms. When you create, be it art, ideas, recipes, or memories, you affirm that something inside you is still growing, still imagining, still producing beauty. If your hands still reach for tools of expression, if you still feel inspired to build something from nothing, then your spirit remains unbroken. Evening porch, an older man journals under warm yellow light. His eyes are bright, his breathing calm. Narrator, reflection is not just remembering, it's learning from what has already passed. If you still seek to understand yourself,